what do you actually get for 400 bucks?
All right. Bowers and Wilkins sent out the PI7 to us for a review. We have a review sample. And actually, I was debating, Kevin, if we should even do this video. We don't want to come across as too harsh, but then at the same time,
We have to be honest.
we have to be honest.
So here it is. In short, a disappointment. But again, you want to hear it from us, what we thought of the Bowers & Wilkins PI7. Here it is. All right, talking about active noise cancelling. I'm sorry. You cannot call these active noise cancelling buds because there is no active noise cancelling. Well, technically there is, and we've tested it in cafe sounds and flight cabin sounds, but honestly, I was switching the modes and I didn't know if it was triggering the noise cancelling mode or not. And I pulled the app and I changed it in there, but I couldn't tell the difference.
It's a joke. That's ridiculous. This you can't say this is noise cancelling at all.
So it's kind of embarrassing to say that $400 earbuds come with noise cancelling because they don't. And we've reviewed something similar on the channel for 10 times cheaper, which is the Earphone Free Pro. But at 40 bucks, you can forgive them for not really having great noise cancelling. But at this price point, unforgivable. And speaking of transparency mode, yeah, it's a mode. You hear a bit more white noise, but that's it. But I could very well have a proper conversation with anybody on noise cancelling too, because I didn't feel there was noise cancelling. Looking at the build out of the box, I had to automatically think about the Sony WF-1000XM3. Very similar. It is smaller, thankfully, because that one's a beast. Nothing really to write home about. Yeah, it's supposed to be premium, so it has, you know, some metal accents to it. But apart from that, it doesn't really stand out that much for me. The case does seem solid. So talking about comfort, they're okay. They don't seem like they hurt in my ear or anything. I wouldn't really vouch for the secureness of fit. I wouldn't do workouts with these because, yeah, I think they would definitely pop out of my ears. But they're okay. They're average. So we also tested them on phone calls in a quiet and noisy environment. So for those tests, check out these samples.
Quiet conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Noisy conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Windy conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3.
And in terms of phone call controls, you just get the basics. You can hang up or answer a phone call, but that's it, nothing else. And they do not support multiple device connections. So you're going to have to put it back into pairing mode if you want to connect it to a second device.
Let's talk about extras. There are some problems with the Bowers & Wilkins, and the biggest problem I found was the Bluetooth connectivity. So these, Kevin, are kind of master-slave, right, architecture, which means one bud connects to the other and the other bud does all the heavy lifting. What Bowers & Wilkins has engineered is that the master changes every time you take a bud out of the box. So if you take the right bud out of the box, you can use just that one. If you take the left one out of the box, you can just use that one. But the problem with the master-slave architecture is the moment the buds go a little bit further away from each other, the dependent bud, let's say, stops working because it doesn't have a connection with the master bud. So that was really annoying, and I had problems with this. And at this price point, you really shouldn't have any problems. So that's about the extras. But the app is also very, very basic. It's disappointingly basic. Kevin spoke about the ANC, but the system of activating ANC in the app is confusing. You can have active noise cancelling on. You can have an auto mode within that on. You can have an ambient mode on, which is normal. But you can have all these three on simultaneously. So you don't really know what you're getting at any given point. And in the app, a glaring omission is the omission of EQ settings, because these are really good sounding buds. I mean, they can sound really good. Let's put it like that. They have good track separation, good detail retrieval. But out of the box, these are really bassy buds, and that's fine, right? People may like it, but many people at this price point may also want to change how they sound. And Bowers & Wilkins gives you no opportunity to do that. So you need a third-party app like Wavelet to be able to tweak those sounds. Now, again, we would not be complaining about these things if this cost $150 or even $100 or euros. But this is, at this price point, it's a bit too much. A nice extra they do have is they can turn your old legacy devices to Bluetooth devices. What do I mean by that? You can use this case as a kind of a transmitter, use the plug, and you can use a 3.5mm jack or a USB jack to plug it into an old audio system, and you can listen to the music using Bluetooth. That's a really cool feature. Another place where they really disappoint in terms of extras, or it's actually a basic, is the battery life. They are not top of the line. And yeah, again, we keep saying this, it's the price. At this price, you expect better battery life. The controls on the buds are very limited. There's no volume control. You cannot even activate volume control even if you want to. So in some other buds, you have to make a choice, like the Sony WF-1000XM4. You can choose between switching to noise cancelling modes or volume. You do not have a choice with the Bowers & Wilkins. So again, a bit disappointing. So should you buy the Bowers & Wilkins PI7? I really find it very, 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 very difficult to say that you should. And the reason is, even if you like the sound, and these are good sounding earbuds, there's no doubt about that. I think there are better sounding in-ear options if you want to look at wired options like IEMs. And okay, you don't want to look at wired options. Even the other wireless options are not so far away from this. We are talking about a 95 to 100% difference. And I think the only people who want to buy this is they like the extra feature of using their legacy devices with the earbuds. So that's a nice feature. They like the Bowers & Wilkins name, and of course it's a big brand and probably has good after-sales service. I don't know, I've not tried. These are the These are the people who may want to buy the Bowers & Wilkins PI7, or if you get them at a really, 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 really big discount. At the original retail price of $400, in our view, these are simply not worth considering. And Bowers & Wilkins, you did send out this sample to us, but we have to be fair and independent in our review. So do take this video as constructive feedback. I think there's a lot of good things about these buds, a few good things, but there's a lot of areas you can improve upon. And we look forward to the next iteration of these buds. Good luck.
You've been watching our last Bowers & Wilkins review.
Probably.
And we've been DH Army.
Namaste.